Good morning and welcome to today's episode of NWCR's Removing That Liberal Blindfold for the 17th day of May in the year of our Lord 2025. Again from New Mexico, a Democrat lawmaker demands taxpayer-funded salary after trashing public funds. These people are literally crazy, folks, and un-American, and they think they're normal. No, they are not. Please like and subscribe to these daily updates and listen to the end so we can grow our network and let Americans know what is really going on, how to save this great nation from the enemies we have from within. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment. That will help us to grow in the rankings. The idea that a so-called representative who has the worst attendance record in the New Mexico House deserves anything from the taxpayers is a farce. But that is what the Democrats all over this nation believe. New Mexico State Representative Michaela Laura Cadena, Democrat of Mesilla, is best known for this session for squandering public funds on a one-line constituent letter and burning bridges with her own party, is now blaming her embarrassing performance on one thing: the lack of a paycheck. In a stunning display of entitlement, Cadena, who chose to send taxpayers a single sentence reading, quote, "The people of New Mexico deserve better," unquote, as her only official communication after the session, says it's all because the legislature doesn't provide her a cushy taxpayer-funded salary. At one point during the session, Cadena, who has the lowest attendance record of any legislator, angered House Democrats so much that she drove home during the legislative session and abandoned constituents on key votes due to her temper tantrum. Her latest antics, including attacks on legislators of both parties, could very well cost her a vice chair seat on the House Taxation and Revenue Committee, as it should. It also would not be surprising if the Democrat Party fields a candidate to primary challenge her on the 2026 election, if she decides to run at all. Quote, "Who we send to Santa Fe does not represent the incredible depth and diversity and insight and expertise of families across our state," unquote. And this was what she said to KRQE News when she complained there, arguing that the only powerful, wealthy, or retired can afford to serve in New Mexico's citizen legislature. But critics say it's just a cover for her lackluster work ethic and political ambition. Her one-liner came after weeks of alienating her Democratic colleagues and voting against the key legislation supported by her own party. Rather than owning up to her decisions, she is playing the victim, lobbying for a paycheck, turning the ideal of a public service into a career track, something that it seems politicians of both parties do, especially the Democrats. That body, in my perspective and insight, does not represent the New Mexicans that I try to show up every day for, she added, even as she failed to do just that. Ironically, her own actions, minimal constituent engagement during political goodwill, and spending public money for essentially nothing, are the very example of what New Mexicans don't want from their representatives. State Representative John Block, Republican of Alamogordo, the editor of Pinyon Post, wrote in response to her letter, "Honestly, shame on her. The taxpayers fund these letters, and she wasted it all by writing one single line. A line, mind you, that falls entirely on the Democrat Party, who have been in power for nearly a century, because she's lazy and didn't want to write a real letter like I did to my constituents," unquote, sharing photos of his robust correspondence to those he represents in contrast to hers. Representative Angelica Rubio, another Democrat who backed the failed legislative salaries push, co-sponsored HJR 18 and SJR 1 this year. Both bills aid to add legislative pay in a state that has proudly maintained a volunteer legislature since its founding. Their effort failed with SJR 1 not even making it to a hearing in the Senate Finance Committee. Democrat Senator George Munoz, Democrat of Gallup, who chairs the committee, pushed back strongly on the idea. Quote, "I see a wide variety of people here. I see teachers who have jobs that leave the school for 60 days. I see nonprofit organizations that have people that are elected. I see retirees. I see ranchers," unquote. He argued that paying lawmakers wouldn't enhance representation. It would attract people looking for a paycheck, not those looking to serve. He added, quote, "Now will this open it up to an array of people? It will get people running for a job. It will not be for service for the state or for service to their constituents," unquote. That statement hits especially close to home for Cadena and Rubio, who seem more focused on padding their resumes than doing the people's work. Their push to transform the roundhouse into a salaried political class undercuts the very spirit of citizen government, replacing service with self-interest. And now we'll remove the liberal blindfold. The Democrats of today do not care about America or why they are in the positions they are in. It is like I said the other day, they do not believe in respect or for the law anymore. They feel if they can do it, lawful or not, it is okay. The problem comes in if their opponent does the same thing, then it's not right. It is like my parents used to say, you can't have your cake and eat it too. The trouble is the Democrats have had both for so long that they believe it is their right. It is not. What we need is a go-getter like we have in President Trump, who is actually actively going out and working for the people, not like the so-called representative I talked about here. From the Bible it says from Galatians 6 verse 9, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Doing the right thing is what we should be doing, but what we are having our representatives care about is their own well-being rather than working for the people who they are there to work for. Working for the people is quickly becoming a thing of the past, and that goes against the way that America was founded, folks, and it is destroying what this country became great for. John Adams once said, "Always stand on principle, even if you stand alone." Doing the right thing is not always the popular way to do things, but doing the right thing is not a popularity contest either. It is to do what God says we must, and as long as we keep doing wrong things, things will not go good for us as a nation. Thank you for watching, and as I will always say, we will not be ruled. NWCR is heard through Conservative Nation Media, or CNM, from behind the silver microphone of freedom with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world where America always wins. Please subscribe to my video accounts on Rumble and YouTube. We are now doing our radio shows on Podbean on Friday nights since BTR went out of business on January 31st. To keep from only hearing the liberal talking points of doom and gloom, give us a listen and like us too so we can continue fighting for American greatness. If we don't start doing the right things and doing as God our Father in heaven wants us to do, this nation will continue to go down the path to destruction. Right now we have a president who is actually working for the American people and not just his enduring legacy. Have a good day, and God bless you all.